Hi, for those that don't know me or first time coming to the class, my name is Sanjeet. I'm a queer Sikh Indian woman teaching a practice called yoga. And the style of yoga that I put forth is Hatha yoga or Hatha yoga. And we do it kind of in a different way in this class, in that we do it different than a lot of Western context. We move really slow and intentionally in the class. We honor ourselves and our bodies. We really center our experience around getting to know ourselves in a way that allows us to get to know other people. We care for ourselves so we can care for others. We also include a lot of meditation. The purpose of this is because yoga is a movement to meditate, and we often don't find time in our day to do so. So, because you already have taken this hour out of your time, let's build in as much meditation and contemplation as possible. We also move in a way that allows you to take a break if you need to. Don't feel forced, don't feel rushed, don't feel like you have to do any posture. I literally can't see if you're doing it or not. And also, we do a lot of breath, and that breath is also guided by you. If taking deep breaths in a specific way doesn't feel good for your body, don't do it. If taking shallow breaths is kind of a better way, or sending your breath to somewhere else, my words are prompts, but they're not laws. So you should always keep in touch with how you're feeling, and if a posture or breath or concept doesn't sit with you, don't take it. Beautiful. So it's Earth Day today. So our practice today is going to be centered around all of these amazing things on Earth, all of the amazing things that we can be grateful for. And that list can look very specific to what you would like. But I'm gonna provide a few prompts as we move through our practice, just as a reflection on this really amazing rock in the middle of outer space that we somehow occupy. Cool. So we're gonna be in our house like every single class, well, mostly every class in Shavasana. To get in that position, we lay back on the mat on our backs. And we find a spot that feels really good for us. That doesn't have to be, completely flat on the mat. That can be knees up to the sky so you can give a little bit more support for your lower back. Just finding something that feels authentic to you and your needs of your body today. Taking time to notice if there's any bits of tension in your form. There's no need to be tense because you have all the support you need. The earth below you is here to support. The ultimate trust fall. We're also going to take into the element of gravity. Gravity is so amazing. It keeps us put. But also, gravity is a thing we fight against every day. When we became this erect being, this standing being, the force of gravity became more intense on us. It takes so much effort for our muscles to stay straight, to fight against gravity to stand up. So when we lay in Shavasana, can we just let gravity do its job? Letting the toes fall to the sides if that feels good. checking for any tension in the legs. Are you squeezing your knees? Are you squeezing your thighs? How is your bum? Could you pull some of the flesh out from underneath you to find a flatter surface? How's your tummy? Can you find a way for it to feel nice and soft? Not holding any tension, just allowing it to melt. Checking your fingers. Are they rolled into a fist? Can they just find a natural curl? Chest. Can you keep it nice and bright, allowing for your big, beautiful lungs to breathe in and out with ease? How about your shoulders? Are they climbing up towards your ears? Or can you allow them to find a point, whatever point that is, away from those ears? Going up to the neck, to the jaw. Noticing if you're clenching the jaw, noticing if your tongue is at the roof. Can you let it float down to the bottom teeth? Now let's take a little time to examine the feelings in beyond our nose, all the way up to the top of our head. Is there tension in the temples? Is there a furrow in the brow? Perhaps you can't change these things right now, but taking a second to notice that they're there, and trying to remind yourself that you're in a safe space, that your amygdala that's constantly firing off can stay calm. You're not in a fight or flight situation right now. I very much hope you are not. So reminding your brain and your body that it can relax. You do not need to alter the breath if the breath for you is where you need it to be. If you wish to play around with your breath, maybe noticing how you're breathing now and taking it one step further. If you're breathing deeply, maybe send that deep breath somewhere throughout your body. It could be the belly. It could be the back. It could be the toes. You could do it in a cycle. When you breathe in, filling your back. When you breathe out, filling your front. Feeling and testing to see what feels good to you today. Exploring where your body is right now. Observing allows us space to alter or to address. When you did your body scan, was there a point of your body that felt different? Was there an area you felt disconnected to? With your mind and your breath, is there a space that your breath won't go? Or with your mind, is there a tension that you seem to not be able to remind it to relax? Taking note of those, not forcing change, but starting to learn more about yourself. It's so beautiful to have time to take care of yourself and to learn a little bit more about you. You are so complex as this beautiful planet. And as you spend time getting to know it, getting to know you, you start to realize that you exist because the earth exists. And the things that make it feel so separate are actually the things that you both have. We talk about in yoga a lot about seeing other people as you. Breaking down Maya, the kind of filtered glasses we wear that make people seem like they're not us. But we also have Maya with the earth. The water that the earth runs on also runs in us. The sun that makes things grow also makes us grow. The fiery passion we have, or the fire that we use in Hatha Yoga, in our breath work, is that fire. We are made of all the elements that exist here and elsewhere. There is no separation between us and the planet. Carl Sagan says we're just stars. We are made of stars. If we're made of stars, we're definitely made of earth. Taking in a few last breaths, whatever those breaths look like to you. We're going to start bringing in a little electricity to our body just by wiggling the fingers and the toes. What does that electricity feel like? If your mind works in this way, what does that electricity look like and feel like? Is there a color? Is there an image that comes to mind? Wiggling, maybe a little bit bigger. You can pedal the feet, you can rock the hands back and forth, maybe rocking the hips, just allowing for a bigger movement here. Allowing for our body to come out of that space of Shavasana, the in-between sleep and awake. When you're ready, and only when you are ready, planting the feet on the mat with the knees up to the sky. Maybe rocking from side to side and a little windshield wiper here. This is the moment in the class where you start to examine your body and how it moves. There's no rules here. You can move into wind relieving posture by hugging the knees into the chest. You can rotate from side to side. You can move into happy baby by grabbing the bottoms of the feet and rocking side to side. Really trusting yourself here, this intuitive movement allows yoga to feel less strict and more intuitive, more about learning, about your body, your form, your mind, and how you feel this week. No rules. I'm not your boss. You know you. Just moving and trusting yourself. When you're ready, meeting me in wind relieving posture if you wish, which is knees hugged into the chest, hands on the shins to give yourself a nice little hug, maybe wiggling the toes. We're going to find our way really nice and slowly, rocking ourselves up. We're going into fetal position and bringing yourself to a seated position. Beautiful. We're going to do a couple of postures and then do a little seated meditation. We're just going to find ourselves in a nice, comfy seated position, noting which leg is in the front. What we're going to do is we're going to lift our arms up to the sky, allowing for a nice little stretch here, reaching up, maybe thinking about being a kid and hanging onto monkey bars. And then what you're going to do, if you want to, is place your hands forward on the mat. This can be the perfect position for you if this is already adding too much spice to your hips. It's an excellent forward fold. If you wish to add a little bit more spice at a time, walking the hands forward bit by bit to feel a little bit of intensity on the hips. You don't have to go for the biggest forward fold right now. This is just the beginning of class, just trusting and leaning into your body as much as it needs. We always look for spicy, but we never ever look for pain. Hanging out here, allowing the gaze to fall forward, maybe to your fingers or just straight down to the floor. Noticing how your hips feel, maybe one is more intense of a side than another. And if your hands are further away from your body, let's begin by also very slowly walking them back, just towards the legs. Beautiful. Taking our fingertips, we're going to place them behind our back. They can stay on the fingertips if you wish, or you can bring them flat-handed if that feels like an option for you. There's no rules, trusting yourself. You can puff your chest out here if you're wishing to stay in this position. Another option, whether your fingers are on their tips or flat on the palms, is to bring your back a little bit towards the hands so that we can lift our hips up to the sky. This can be a little intense, so I totally understand if this right here is a great posture. It's already really, really good for your form. Just trusting yourself, playing around, maybe fingertips feels better than palms. Just going to hold these positions just for another couple of breaths, feeling very, very able to move around as much as you need to. Adjusting, knowing yourself. Beautiful. Releasing. Maybe giving those hands a shake. We're going to do the same on the other side. So bringing that leg, the leg that was tucked under, into the front. We're going to lift our arms up to the sky and fold forward any amount that you need to. Trusting yourself, choosing to walk the hands forward. None of this is mandatory. Keeping the gaze either towards your fingers or straight to the ground, whatever feels better. And noticing that now that you've worked on your hips even a tiny amount, are they already getting warmer? Are you able to take the position a little bit differently? One more breath, whatever that breath you want to look like. And then walking the hands back towards the body at any pace. We're going to bring our fingertips towards our back again. They can go flat on the mat if that's what feels better, or staying up in fingertips. This is the perfect position. You can stay here, or if you choose, can lift the hips up to the sky any amount. Holding this just for another couple of breaths. If your hips are up to the sky, bringing them down, giving your hands a shake or your arms a shake if you need to. And then we're just going to begin a little bit of seated meditation. You can take this time just to focus on the breath and create some intention there. You can set a strict intention. Maybe it's to water your plants today. Maybe it's to plant some wildflowers for the bees. Maybe it's just to remember how great it feels to breathe. Whatever that is. Sitting up as tall as your body allows, or whatever you want to feel really nice and long. A nice way that I pictured is there's a string wrapped around my belly button that runs all the way through my body, and that string comes out the top of my head, and I can pull it to stack myself. Checking my shoulders, they glued to my ears like earrings, or can I let them relax? Hands can come up, palms facing up to receive energy, palms facing down to send it. And then taking just a few minutes to notice the change in your brain, even through these few simple movements. If you had a furrowed brow, is it still furrowed? If you had tightness in your temples or in your jaw, has it loosened a little? If not, that's totally okay. Just trusting and reminding yourself that you can relax, that you have the ability and that you really just deserve to relax. You deserve it. When we think of the earth, we think about the cities, we think about the people. Even when we do land acknowledgements, we acknowledge the people. But we often forget that we need to acknowledge the physical land. The land is so fruitful. It gives us some of our favorite things. Summer cherries or peaches. Potatoes. Man, potatoes are good. It gives us swimming. It gives us space to see and hear birds. It gives us some of the creepiest fish on the planet. It gives us so many wonders. And we're so lucky to be able to live on it. As you breathe, remembering how nice it is to breathe. How cool the air feels on your nostrils on the way in. How nourishing air can feel. If you believe in it, maybe thinking about the breath in as prana, as life energy, not just as oxygen, but it's literally the element that gives you and everything around you life. When you breathe in and feel the cool against your nostrils, can you find a space in you to say thank you? Or maybe using another word, finding space to be grateful, but only if you wish. Maybe fixating on a sensation. Maybe remembering what it feels like to feel cool water on your body. Or the beautiful taste of something you love that grows from the earth. Maybe the warmth of a really nice day in sun. Finding time and space just to be thankful. Whether that's to yourself for coming into your yoga class today, for the people around you, for the fact that bunnies are so cute, for the earth and all the bounty that it provides us. If you wish, bringing your hands amongst your body, giving yourself a nice little hug. I know this might be cheesy. I know hugging yourself is so classic cheesy. But we're all missing physical affection. And you deserve a hug. Releasing your hands when you're ready, fluttering your eyes open. Thank you so much for engaging in that if you did, and I totally understand if you didn't. We're going to begin some of the physical asana of our class. So coming into table position when you're ready. Just going to tie my hair up. We're going to move into cat-cow. So cat-cow is knees hip-width apart. And what we do is we curl our spine up, make sure our gaze is looking up at the sun. This is our ha position, our sun worship position, the cow position. And then when we breathe out, we curl our back up. This is cat position, our ta position, the ta of hatha. Our relaxation and our looking at our toes. And looking down, maybe seeing it as the opposite of the sun, but as the moon. Rotating through this position, thinking about all the gorgeous movement that's happening in your spine. And moving through this in the pace of the breath that you wish to set. Beautiful, rolling up, rolling down. Just trusting your space and your time, because asana does not mean to move. Asana means to sit. And we will sit in our postures and learn more about our bodies and learn more about ourselves as we do them. There's no need to rush. Beautiful. Curling the toes underneath, we're going to push up into our first downward dog of the class. This downward dog is always the most rusty. It's totally okay. This is your first downward dog of the day. It will feel rusty, and that's okay. We're just going to move through that position, pedaling our feet, maybe swaying from side to side, maybe moving into plank position and back, whatever you need to feel a little bit more released when you enter this technically restorative position, but often is really strenuous. Moving nice and beautifully through your practice. And when you're ready, walking the feet towards the hands or the hands towards the feet, coming into a nice forward fold. This forward fold can look however you wish it to. It can look like grabbing your elbows and swaying from side to side. It could look like grabbing your toes and allowing that to be your guide to bend a little deeper. It could be like thinking of your hands like Pop-Tarts and putting them underneath your feet. Maybe a little toaster action. Whatever you want. Just surrendering the head and allowing it to just hang out. Heads are heavy. If your hands are two toaster strudels, removing them from underneath your feet. If your elbows are locked, let's release them and let your hands dangle. And we're going to lift ourselves up little bit by little bit, really nice and slow. Let's check our body here. Is there a way that we can engage our glutes as we roll up? Is there a way that we can engage our core as we roll up, just to provide a little support for ourselves? Beautiful. So we have a few new people in class today. Hi, everybody. So we're going to move through our sun salutations, slow the first round, and then pick up the pace. Our sun salutations that we do are classical hatha, so they're a little bit different than the ones you do in class where you do half up and fold. So we're going to move through them. Your breath can be however you want to. I will guide you with breath and without. And you should just move through this as fast or as slow as you need to. So, don't lock your knees. It's never that good for you. Actually, locking my knees once made me faint. So we're not going to lock our knees. Nice and bendy. When we inhale, we're going to lift our arms up into a slight back bend. We're going to bring our hands into a prayer position and fold all the way forward. Touching our fingertips to the mat, stepping the right foot back, planting the knee and looking up at the sky. Hands come flat. Left and right foot meet in a plank. And then our knees, chin, and chest come to the mat. Our bum stays up to the sky. Beautiful. Slithering forward. Nice cobra. And then curling our toes and pushing back into our downward dog. Lifting our right foot up, we're going to step it between our hands, planting that back knee again, looking up at the sky. Left and right foot meet in that forward fold. Keeping our knees nice and bent, we inhale, sweeping up and back. And then hands come to heart center. That's how we move through them. We'll do the same on the other side, a little bit faster, but not too much. So, hip width apart feet. Inhale, we sweep up and back. Nice little back bend. Hands fold forward. All the way, we plant our fingertips. Left foot steps back this time, looking up at the sky. Flat hands, left and right foot meet. Knees, chin, and chest to the ground. Bum nice and tall. Slithering forward to cobra. Pushing back into downward dog. You can pedal the feet here for a couple. Then lifting the left leg up, stepping it between the hands, planting that back knee, looking up at the sky. Left and right foot meet, forward fold. Inhale, sweeping up and back. Exhale, hands to heart center. We're going to follow our breath this time. This is all your choice. So inhale. Exhale, folding forward. Planting the fingertips. Inhale. Looking up at the sky. Flat hands. Plank. Knees, chin, and chest is our exhale. Inhale. Our cobra. Exhale. Downward dog. Inhale, right leg lifts. Steps between the hands. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, sweeping up and back. Exhale, hands to heart center. Beautiful. Last side. Inhale. This is our ha position, our sun active position. Ta, we fold forward, our moon position, our relaxation. Stepping our left foot back, looking up at the sky. Ha, our inhale. Left and right foot meet, knees, chin, and chest. Ta, relaxation. Inhale. Ha, sun, active, pushing back. Ta, moon, inactive. Lifting the left leg up, stepping it through our nice little plank here. Not a plank, our lunge. We're going to stay here for a couple of seconds, just noticing how it feels. A nice low lunge. Our knee is supporting us. Great. And then I'm going to get you to plant your hands, step forward, and we're just going to hang out here for a little bit. Really letting your head sink. You can rock a little bit. Bringing your fingertips both back to the mat, we're going to step back and find a downward dog from here. Lifting the right foot up, we're going to open up our body. So you're going to bend your knee, lift your hip up so it kind of almost stacks on top of the other hip. Your face is going to go towards your armpit into a nice little twist here. Show you the other side. Beautiful. Bringing the knee towards the nose. Holding this for one breath. And then we're going to open up again. Just one more breath. I know you can do it. And if you can't, that's totally okay. Just going back to a downward dog. Using this foot that's up in the sky to step between the hands. We're going to either stay with our knee off the ground, or if it feels better for your body, to plant the knee down. Coming up and out of this into a high lunge, we're going to bring our arms up to the sky into a nice little crescent. You can choose to do a slight back bend, but not necessary. Finding a stance here that feels really stable, maybe walking the front foot out to create a broader range for your body. We're going to pulse between our two straightened legs and back to a lunge. Just a few times. Beautiful. Meeting me back in that lunge. We're going to twist that back foot out. You can either have it at a complete 90 degree. You can bring it in towards a little bit towards the body if that feels better for your form. And if you're feeling very far apart, walking that back foot forward. We're going to be entering Warrior 2 here. Warrior 2 is my favorite position. Why? Because it is about strength and it's so much about knowing your body. So keeping your feet nice and stretched out, thinking about ripping the mat in half. We're really going to engage our glutes here. So really nice strong bum, really nice strong core. Checking our shoulders, are they nice and settled into their sockets? Just holding this, making sure those feet are nice and strong for one more breath. Beautiful. Twisting that back foot in, so we're back into a lunge position. We're going to either bring our back knee down or stay in this position, but our hands will come towards the mat. So knee can be down or knee can be up from here, totally up to you. Keeping that left hand really nice and strong on the mat, spreading your fingers. We're going to lift the right arm up to the sky. Just to a nice little twist. Holding this for one more breath. Beautiful. Planting that hand down. And whatever way you need to, whether it's keeping your your back knee planted, bringing that front right foot backwards. You can stay in table or you can meet me in plank. And we're going to lower ourselves really, 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 really slowly down to the mat. We're going to think about a little baby cobra here. So nothing too big, just lifting the chest off. Holding for one more little breath. And then curling the toes back into a downward dog. How does this downward dog feel? Maybe a little bit better? Now that you're working up and you're reminding your hips that they can be calm. Let's do the same movements on the other side for balance. So bending the left knee, we're going to open up our knee just to a little twist. So our hips are almost going to stack on top of each other. They won't be exactly. And our face kind of twists into our armpit. We're going to bring our knee to our nose if that feels okay, and then open it up again. You can pulse through these a few times. Totally optional though. Beautiful. Taking that left foot and stepping it between the hands. We're going to either keep our knee off the ground or we can totally plant it. Either way is a beautiful lunge. For this one, I'll do with my knees planted. So keeping in this lunge position, bringing our arms up to the sky. I know people often say like you cannot, no way, ever have your knee past your ankle. Not everyone's body works that way. So if that feels like a better way to do it for you, do that. Beautiful. If you are in this position with your knee on the ground, stay here. If you are standing into your lunge, finding a way to pulse between the two if you wish, to straighten those legs. And if your knee is on the ground, coming up with your knee off the ground, you're going to twist that back foot and you're going to meet in warrior 2. For those that are in full lunge and stepping up and down, let's twist that back foot and also come to warrior 2. Keeping those feet nice and stretched out. We're going to pull our mat in half. We're going to rip it right in half. Shoulders nice and relaxed in their positions. Glutes engaged, core engaged. One more breath. Twisting that back foot so we can bring our hands onto the mat. Our knee can also come onto the mat if that feels good. Our right hand is going to find a nice stable position and we're going to find a way to twist. Just one more breath here. We are almost done our physical asana. So you have a couple more minutes in you. Just stick with me. Hands coming flat. We're going to bring our back leg backwards into a table. And then let's just find a space to relax in child's pose, which is just leaning back into this position. Your forehead can be on the mat. For those that are still spice addicts, you can cross your fingers over each other, so interlock your fingers and place them behind your neck, pushing down on the upper elbow to create a nice stretch in the back of the arm. Reconnecting to the breath here. Whatever that connection looks like to you, if it's just paying attention, if it's guiding it, if it feels shallow, back into a deeper position, or if you like it there, keep it there. If you have your fingers interlocked, undoing those fingers. And let's find our way onto our bums. Our last position for class today will be a twist. So what we're going to do is lengthen out our left leg. Our right is going to find its way on the opposite side of the left. So on your right foot is going to be by your left knee. Bringing the right arm up to the sky. Dyslexic today. I'm going to place my right elbow into my right knee as a guide for me to twist. Your gaze can be wherever you would like it to be. If twisting all the way doesn't feel good for your body, looking forward, or you can look over your shoulder. Whatever your neck allows for today. Unfurling from this position, doing a little counter twist by twisting the opposite way. And then let's straighten the right leg. The left will go over. The left arm will lift up. Right arm goes towards the back of the body. The elbow clips onto that left knee, and we twist. Gaze can be forward. Gaze can be over the shoulder, whatever is good for you. One more breath. Releasing into a little counter twist. Beautiful. Physical asana is done. Our last little bit of class is going to be pranayam, which is our breath. And it's going to be a little bit of either seated meditation or laying back in shavasana. So what we're going to do is we're going to use this newfound space in our body that we just created, that warmth in our body that we just created, to find ways to get to know ourselves. Whether that getting to know yourself is to learn more about you, whether that getting to know yourself is contemplative, whether that getting to know yourself is breaking apart some of the ideas of individuality and thinking about how we are connected to both the earth and to each other. Just some guiding tips, doing whatever you need to. I'm going to start out our breath work and move into a little meditation while we breathe. So when we breathe in, we're going to do a 3-part breath. When we breathe in, we're going to breathe in actually from our belly first. So breathing in, filling the belly, then the ribs, then the chest. And when we breathe out from the chest, the ribs, then the belly. Breathing in, belly, ribs, chest. Breathing out, chest, ribs, belly. Breathing in, belly, ribs, chest. Breathing out, chest, ribs, belly. In. Breathing out. Breathing out, chest, ribs, belly. Breathing in, belly, ribs, chest. Breathing out, chest, ribs, belly. Breathing in, belly, ribs, chest. Breathing out, chest, ribs, belly. If breathing in this manner feels really good for you, continue to do so, and I will guide you. If it doesn't suit you, breathing in whatever way feels like it honors what you need today. And as we breathe in and breathe out, in whatever way, thinking about our breath as the flow of the ocean, the tide creeping in and pulling back. We are made of so much water, just like this planet we live on. Can we use this flow of breath, this flow of oxygen or of prana, life energy, to send a little love to the planet today, to the earth today, to Mata today? Breathing in love for the planet, or for whatever else you wish to, and breathing out love. Allowing for the waves to flow through your form, bringing in and sending out love as you breathe, appreciation, awe, whatever that is. Thinking about stewardship for the earth as something beyond just recycling programs and compost programs, but actually how we navigate, how we treat things, how we look at the new change in spring with awe and wonderment and appreciation and love. Earth Day is not just a day, it's every day. And can we treat the earth how it wants to be treated, which is kindly, delicately, respectfully. Taking the last couple of moments or beyond that to either stay in seated meditation or move into Shavasana. Well, my guidance will end shortly. If your meditation or Shavasana feels like it should continue, then please, please do so. Thank you so much for coming to class today. Happy Earth Day. And I will see you all next week. It's so nice to celebrate with you. Sending love.